All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is Monday, August 22nd, and we're just going to go over what we did in the live trading room this morning. We had a nice day. I'll say we're plus 39 ticks, or just under 10 points on the ES in the first 2 hours, and we're plus 11 ticks. We were plus 12. I took a short over here a few minutes ago, but plus 11 ticks right now on the YM. Those are the only two markets we traded this morning, the YM and the ES. I'll go over the trades for you. Hang on, let me blow this up if it lets me. There we go. And I'll minimize it a little bit. Now again, the yellow arrows are the trades that I took. Orange arrows are trades that I missed. I didn't miss too many this morning. Here, I'll scroll back to the open. Here we go. This is pretty much it right here. You see price broke down below the elbow, and we had a little bubble right here. All right, so I sold a pullback up to the BBC, and I took a couple points out of that. There was another little tiny bubble right here that it made on the secondary pullback to the BBC. I missed that one. That one went on for 2 points as well. It pulled back over here. Okay, and I took a break even on this trade. I entered here. There was the bubble right there. I took a break even. I think I took it over here because we started to get well inside the bands there. All right, that ended up going on to win as well, but I got a break even on that one. So I was up +2 there, break even. Over here, the same thing. We were in a strong downtrend, and I figured we were headed down to the zone down here. So I sold the little tiny bubble right there. I sold the pullback up to the BBC. And I got another 2 points there, so we were +4 there. Let's see, over here, we had another bubble right here. I didn't take this one here because it was inside the box, but I took the next pullback right over here. All right, for another +2, so we're +6 there. Over here, we broke down below the elbow, and we pulled back up, a little bubble right there. Okay, you see it? So I sold right there. That made us +8. I sold over here. We had this big bubble right here, and then it got inside the zones. This was a little more risky because we got inside the zones here. And I sold it, and it went sideways here for a little bit, and I took a break even on it because it was deep inside the zone. Usually when it goes deep inside the zone like that, though, it means when it comes out of the zone, it's going to be a pretty big move. It ended up being a big move and moving in our direction, but I took a break even on it, right? Somewhere along the way today, I lost 1 tick, or I didn't make 1 tick. Oh, I remember this morning I took an entry that was off by a tick, so I put my target up 1 tick. Anyway, at this point, we're +8 points. George, I'll answer that in a sec. Right here, we had another bubble, and it pulled back up to the BBC right here. So I shorted that. That made us +10. All right. Over here, where it broke out of the elbow and it broke out of the bands right here, there was a short on the move down. I had, in the room, I had put this other arrow in right here, but you can't really. That one didn't work out because it didn't pull back at that point. It pulled back over here, and then that one worked out. Okay. But that was the morning on the ES. Okay. That was my morning. We had a couple of break-even trades, 5 wins, and that was it. So we're +39 ticks on it all. I think it was my first trade. I took 7 ticks for the win instead of 8. That's why we ended up with 39 instead of 40. All right, there were other trades here on these charts. I'll get to them in a minute. I want to go over the YM quickly. All right, I took a few trades on the YM this morning. We took this one right over here, the first one of the morning. I got into it a little bit late. I should have been in sooner, and then I moved my stop up, and I got just a small profit on it, about 3 ticks or 4 ticks, 3 or 4 points. We had some divergence here, so I sold it on the divergence. Then this right here was the pull away from the BBC after the bearish cross, so I should have been selling in here, but I missed it. And this is a very high probability trade. For all you guys that are watching right now, those of you who are not partners, you should be partners. This right here is a high probability trade, and when you have divergence down here and it pulls back up on the first pullback after the cross, it's a very high probability trade, and that one worked out really well. 60 points or so. 40 points, I'm sorry, 40 points or so. Okay, then we came over here, and this right here, this trade here I explained to everyone when it was happening. I said when you get a cross in the middle like this of the combo, in the middle means in between oversold and overbought, the price will usually run in the direction of the green and white lines. Okay, so we got that cross over there, and I was waiting for a close down below the MA1, so I took the close right here, and I made 20 points on that in about a minute, or less than a minute. Alright, now over here I took a divergent short right here, and I lost 10 points on it. Alright, it went up and it hit the BBC, and then I was waiting for a close down below the MA1. I took that short as well, and I ended up taking a break even on it. It chopped around in here for a little while. Dwayne and I were both short in this area, and it chopped around in here for a little while. So I got a break even on this one, and I lost 10 on that one. I made 20 on that one, and I made about 3 on the first one. And those were the trades that I was taking. I took a short over here on this pullback right here a few minutes ago, and I lost a couple of ticks on it. That's why I have right now, you can see, plus 11 there, and plus 39 over here on the ES. Okay, plus 39 on the ES. Now in the middle chart right here, I want to point this out if I can. Hold on a minute. In this middle chart, and for some reason my computer's not reacting like it should. Here we go. Alright, this recording software that I have just hogs up a lot of memory. Now let me minimize it so I can just point to things on the screen without scrolling around. Alright, now this morning after we had a bearish cross, we had a pullback up right here on the 10K. This would have been a nice short opportunity right here. Alright, we put in a lower swing, did it again. The cycle's still red, the DMT's still red. We had a cross into a red DMT with a green trend strength line up here that suggests a 5 to 6 point move on the downside. We got a 15 point move on the downside instead. Something like that. A 10 point move. We just had a bullish cross here on the 10K. Alright, so we would look for that to come back down and bounce off the BBC and keep moving up. But we have this resistance dot right up above us, so we're not going to be looking to take a trade there. In the overnight session, I'll point this out quickly. There was this huge gap up right here. Alright, big gap up. Price came back down, and I was telling everybody when price was over here, I said it's likely to come back down, test the line in the sand, and go through to the weekly trading zone. That's exactly what it did. And then it bounced up. I was saying we'd probably get a 2-point bounce off of that. We did. From 34 up to 38, we got a 4-point bounce off it. Then it continued going down. Once it fell through the zone, it just dropped right down. A nice 12-point drop right there. Now it's coming back up. This right here looks pretty bearish to me. This bar right here, it's on a 7-minute. So there's 3.5 minutes left in this bar. But if this bar closes right here just like it is, or even more red on the bottom, that's pretty bearish, and I would expect it to move down and put in lower lows. Okay, the 2100 tick. This morning there was one sandbox trade on the 2100 tick. I didn't take it. There was a reason I didn't take it. I don't remember why. Oh, because I was already short from the 4 tick range. But it was a pullback right up here. All right. There's a pullback right here. We had a red MA1, red cycle, and a red DMT. Price pulled away from and back up to the MA1 for the short right there, and a drive right down into the weekly trading zone. Okay. And that, my friends, was the morning. So I am going to shut off this.